Well, hello and thank you for joining me today. So today I'm on a Triumph Speed Twin 900 Bonneville. So my own bike, my Triumph Explorer 1200, it's getting serviced today and having the coolant checked out, having the cooling system checked out at Triumph in Stratford-on-Avon. Thank you. So I've got this as a courtesy bike when that's been done, and I thought I'd give you a little show around it, tell you what I think of it. But first I'm going to tell you what I think of those Volkswagen ID buzzers. I think they look wicked. They're so cool. Anyway, back to this bike. So the Speed Twin 900, it's, well, first things first, it's small. It's small. I'm big. So I feel I couldn't live with this bike. It's just too small for me. But forgetting about that, I'm bigger than average. So putting that aside, it is a lovely little bike, and I can imagine this just being this fits so many people, apart from big lanky gits like me. So it's got quite a low seat height of, I think, 760 mil, something like that. So it's ideal for newer riders, shorter riders, ladies possibly, that, you know, who are tend to be a little bit shorter. It's ideal for them. It looks great. I think it looks absolutely wicked. It looks so good in that retro sort of style, but yet still being thoroughly modern. It's got fuel injection, ride-by-wire throttle, traction control. It's got a couple of different riding modes. It's got rain mode and just normal road mode. So it's got all those little gizmos which are quite handy, and it can be spec'd up to, it's very customizable. It can be spec'd up with all sorts of different extras, either directly from Triumph or numerous, because they're so popular. There's so many aftermarket things for them. I think what I'd be doing straight away is getting a little fly screen that would take away a little bit of the wind buffeting, but yet still looks really good, and maybe some bar end mirrors, so many things. Well, it's got LED lights, hasn't it? There's just lots of little bits and pieces you can get for it. So engine wise, it's a 900cc, I think 60, I have to stop saying I think, don't I? Or no, it's 67 brake horsepower, which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but it's very torquey. I don't know the exact torque specs. I'll put them up on screen. But yeah, it is very torquey. So it's got all the power you need, really, for a little naked bike. You don't really need much more than that. I'm used to having a bit more power on my Triumph Explorer 1200, and before that my Ducati Multistrada, which are both quite powerful bikes, so I'm used to a bit more, but this is more than adequate. Could certainly get you into a lot of trouble, this could. So on the clocks, or the clock, one big clock, you've just got your speedometer across the top, and then you've got this little display down the bottom, and on the I button here you can scroll through quite a number of features. So obviously you've got your fuel gauge there. Oh, hang on, let's just go around this junction first and then I'll show you. So you've got your fuel gauge there. Then you got your gear indicator up above it, and then here you've got, at the moment, this is the rev counter. By pressing this I button, you can scroll through. So there I've got my odometer, trip 1, trip 2. This is the live miles per gallon that's on there now, and then you've got your average miles per gallon and your distance to empty. So all very useful features that are on there, just with it, and they're all on this one little display, which is very nifty. And then you've got the time there as well, just a normal clock, and then back to your revs. So it's a very lovely little feature there, and it keeps that retro feel of the old style of clocks there. And it keeps that old charm, which is really nice. And then just a couple of little simple lights, warning lights, your usual sort of things. And I like this little Bonneville sign across the top there. That looks pretty smart. Yeah, so they've done a great job, Triumph have, with the styling of this bike. They've got a lot of, well, obviously Triumph have got a lot of heritage. That they're going, I think the original Bonnevilles were out in the 50s, I think. So so this harks back to those days, and it doesn't look out of place at all. Alright, so let's stop up here and I'll give you show you around it a bit more. There's that for a view. Get blown off up here. It's a bit windy. Like I said, with this bike, it's the horsepower it's just in the mid-60s of horsepower, and that is very easily, there's a restrictor that can be put on it for A2 license holders, which I think is quite a straightforward job to do. So this bike would be absolutely perfect for someone who's just passed a test on their first big bike. Well, let's show a step up from 125. They get your restrictor on it, so you're limited to, I'm not sure what I'd limit this down to. I think does it limit the horsepower down to 47, I think, something like that. So get that on it. Once you do your test, once you pass your A2 license, get that restrictor taken off, and you can just effectively sort of grow with the bike. It would be ideal for that. And like I said, because of its size, for a smaller rider, it's perfect. Or for somebody coming back to bikes, because it's quite meaty. It's got power, and you can have a lot of fun in it. But it's in no way intimidating at all. It's the power is it's very torquey. So, like at really low revs around town, it's nearly impossible to stall this thing, you know, because you can just pull off from such low revs, which makes it ideal. Oh, you stay there, bus. But I love the way this bike looks. There's so many little details on it which are absolutely fantastic. I love the paint on this tank, the way it goes from green into black. that looks superb. A colleague of mine at work has got one similar to this. It goes from red into black, and that looks amazing as well. I love that effect. And all these little extra little bits, like you got the Triumph badge there and the little Bonneville metal badge there. Those sorts of things really do make it stand out from the crowd. And it does look, like I said already, it does look very, very retro-ish, but it's a very modern bike. So I don't think anyone who buys one of these would be at all disappointed. I wouldn't like to be going on any maybe big tours on it. I'm sure you can get a comfort seat or another seat, aftermarket seat for us. That would be a bit more comfortable. Not that this is uncomfortable, but I wouldn't want to be riding it all day. And there's a lot of wind blast from it as well. Obviously it's completely naked, of course it's going to be. So as this particular bike stands at the moment, I wouldn't. It's fine just for buzzing around, having a little Sunday blast through traffic. It would be ideal. It's small and nimble. Fantastic commuter bike. So yeah, overall for this bike, big thumbs up from me. Like I said, it wouldn't be a bike for me, but as a bike, it's a very, very good motorbike indeed. Now, in other news, I'm going back to Stratford, to the Triumph garage in Stratford. They phoned me up. I've had a coolant problem with my Triumph Explorer, and they said changing the coolant isn't going to make any difference. There's something more underlying there. It could be air getting into the system, it could be numerous things, and they said they just haven't got the time to do it because they've got everything planned down to the minute, for getting bikes in. So that leaves me in a real quandary now then, because I'm meant to be going to the Pyrenees in less than 2 weeks time on the Triumph Explorer, but I don't particularly want to go down to the south of France on a bike that's going to be overheating. Oh, I've taken the wrong turn. What's up in here then? Don't know. Come on, concentrate, Ivor. Pay attention to what you're doing. You silly boy. The Jaguar Land Rover headquarters are around here, and they've got a lot of people working here, and all the roads were all changed around here recently, I think mostly to accommodate the amount of cars that come in and out of here with people working here. So that's my excuse, yeah, because that road has all been changed. Anyway, yeah, getting back to my quandary with my Explorer. So I'm going back now to pick it up. They're not going to be able to do it, they just haven't got the time to do it before I go away on holidays. So I've got my bike serviced, but it's still not going to be right for going on holidays on. So my other bike, a Honda VFR 800, I think I've sold that. I've got someone coming out this evening for that, so that could quite possibly be sold this evening. So I might just have to go on the hunt for something else. On eBay, there's a Triumph Sprint 1050 with all panniers etc on it, which is ending very soon. I was keeping an eye on that, not particularly to buy, keep for myself, but just to buy it and sell it on if I got it for a good price. But I might have another look at that then. I might have to do something like that and just buy another bike. And then sell it when I go back off my holidays, probably. Well, yeah, do that. Anyway, I'll let you know how I get on with my Explorer, and I'm sure I'll have another video which will tell you all what I've done, and I'll have some videos from Pyrenees, so please like and subscribe and keep tuning back in, and yeah, you'll see how I get on. Alright, cheers then, thanks very much for tuning in, bye bye.